Inside Michigan Football is presented by Meyer.
Hi again, friends, and welcome to another edition of Inside Michigan Football. Doug Karsh alongside the captain, John Jansen. Michigan closes out the home portion of the schedule. Senior day, 50-6 over Northwestern.
Yeah, it really couldn't have ended any better. You got two senior backs, both get in the end zone. Kalel for 3 times. We saw a number of different guys. Tavi Dunlap at the end get his first touchdown of his career as a senior. And on the flip side, we were up by so much, we got a lot of young guys in the game as well.
It's exactly what you want, and we'll go to the highlights, and we start with Amir Hall. Transfer comes in most of the day without Jair Hill in the secondary, makes a great interception.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys in the secondary have really stepped up playing other positions. Amir Hall does a great job of reaching out over the sideline, getting his feet in, getting a nice interception for Michigan.
You like the play calling early in the game because they were doing some things differently on first down.
Yeah, they were breaking tendencies. Michigan, on their 3 first downs that they had, threw the ball every single time. And I don't care if it's a quick pass out to Tyler Morris or if it's a short pass to Colston Loveland. If you get the ball in and out of your hands, it gains confidence for Davis Warren, for the receivers, but it breaks a tendency that you're not just run heavy on first.
All right, let's go to Jansen Vision for a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, this is the 3rd and 2 that Donovan Edwards had. He ends up picking up 9, but the guy I want you to really watch was 2 of them. You got,
Evan Link.
Evan Link right here, and then I also want you to keep an eye on Colston Loveland. And this is what makes Colston Loveland so special, not just as a pass catcher, but Evan Link is going to slip. It's a little slip block. He comes out here, and his goal is first thing he sees out here, seek and destroy. And then Colston Loveland's going to come underneath and create a nice avenue for Donovan Edwards to pick up the first down here. And I mean, as you go, the one thing that you love, hey, I'm a big guy, he's a little guy. All I want to do is smother him up and destroy, and that's exactly what he does. Nice job by Evan Link getting out in space. Big guy blocking some little guys.
All right, that set up a Kalel Mullings touchdown run, and Michigan led it 7-0. We go to Jansen Vision again on Michigan's this is Northwestern's possession, Michigan's defense.
Yeah, this is the Kenneth Grant sack, and what Michigan was trying to do up front here is they've got 5 rushers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you've got another one out here. I believe it's Josiah Stewart. But what they're trying to do by rushing 5 is they want to get everybody singled up. Now, nobody ends up coming off the edge here, but what it does is watch this guard. He has to honor over here and Rayshawn Benny. He's got to pop out here for the edge rusher. When that happens, you've got a one-on-one block there, and I'll take Kenneth Grant against any center in the country. All of a sudden, there's your one-on-one. Nobody comes off the edge. Rayshawn Benny rushes out here, but now this guy is already committed out here, tries to come back late to help, and it doesn't work. Nice job, nice swim move, the pocket collapse. They did a great job all day long when the pocket collapsed of not allowing the Roush, the quarterback, to get outside.
All right, so Colston Loveland, this catch broke Benny Joppru's single-season record for most catches by a tight end. That led to a Dominic Zavada field goal. It was 10-0. We go to the second quarter. This pass rush, you've already shown us the Kenneth Grant sack, Josiah Stewart, Jayshawn Barham was in the quarterback's face. They did a great job of pressuring the quarterback today.
Yeah, it's one-on-one matchups. You've got to win those. And then when you get a chance to add in guys like Makari Page or Jayshawn Barnum or Ernie, it just adds to the threat of getting to the quarterback.
All right, let's go to Jansen Vision for a unique look Michigan's offense threw at Northwestern.
How many times have we talked about Max Bredesen? I'm just going to start this right now. Max Bredesen's going to come in motion and come back. And every time he does, he ends up blocking the end man on the line of scrimmage. Run behind him all the time. This time, I want you to watch him slip. He gets out here, they throw him the ball. A great sell, and this is what the run game can do. You sell it, all of a sudden, he's wide open. Nobody thought he was ever going to catch the ball. I ended up catching 2 tonight, but he's wide open because of the job that he does every single time he blocks up front.
That drive stalled due to an interception, but the Michigan defense, back-to-back Northwestern drives they got in the Michigan red zone, both times the Michigan defense stiffened and forced field goal attempts.
Yeah, sudden change, interception, backs against the wall, instantly field goal. And then a big punt return, backs against the wall, and they, again, force a field goal.
So it was 10-6, and Michigan's offense went into a 2-minute drill. This was great. They used Donovan Edwards out of the backfield, and then 2 big plays, Davis Warren scrambling, finding Frederick Moore in front of the Northwestern bench, and then later on the same drive, 3rd and 10, and again, Davis Warren extends the play with his feet and finds Fredro again for 19 yards.
Yeah, Davis was so good at being able to manage the pocket, manage the clock. Knew he had 3 timeouts, so a check down to Donovan was good. Finding guys open while he's outside the pocket. Again, nice job keeping eyes downfield.
All right, 8 seconds to go in the half. Michigan's got a 3rd and 2. They've got an All-American tight end who somehow ends up wide open.
Yeah, and I want you to watch a couple of guys here. Marlon Klein, they're in man coverage. The reason they put him in motion is because they want to make him declare what's he going to do. Are they just going to bump the coverage? No, he ends up going across, but there's a miscommunication. And I don't know how you have a miscommunication when Colston Loveland's on the field. All he's going to do is come up here, a little out and back in, and as you're going to see, there's confusion over here. Again, hey, man coverage. Here's the guy coming in motion. Here's who's got Colston Loveland. He ends up going with the motion as well, and that creates the opportunity for Colston Loveland to be all alone in the end zone.
Wolverines score right before the half, and they'll get the ball to start the second half, and always try to do the double dip, and they did. We'll have those highlights and much more to come here on Inside Michigan Football.
Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2024 Michigan football season and proud sponsor of thousands of local sports teams across the Midwest. Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by University of Michigan Health. There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. Visit michigananswers.com.
So Michigan scores right before the half. They come out to get the football in the second half, and they put together another impressive drive, 75 yards. John's smiling because it was all on the ground.
5 plays, 75 yards, all on the ground, all Kalel Mullings. And on senior night, you love to have a drive that you could say this was the Kalel Mullings drive.
And yeah, Kalel, first half he had 6 yards rushing. Second half he had 86 yards rushing. Much of it came on this run. 3rd and 5, Kalel goes 10 yards into the end zone for 24-6, the score after the extra point.
Yeah, it's always nice to see, hey, when you've got playmakers, you've got guys that you know have been consistent throughout the course of the year, maybe had a game or two where you wanted more. Now all of a sudden, everything is right back on track.
All right, Northwestern's ensuing possession. Let's go to a 3rd down play and Jansen Vision.
I want you to watch Josiah Stewart right here, and this is every sin that you can make as an offensive tackle, he ends up making. And what he basically does is give Josiah a 2-way go. When he drops back, he squares his shoulders too much to the line of scrimmage, and Josiah is looking for that inside arm. And as he goes, I want you to watch Josiah Stewart. He's originally going to attack him, gives him his chest, hands are down, bull rushes him, and then takes that inside shoulder and just lifts it right up. That's his path to the quarterback. And as you can see, I mean, it was a race to the quarterback on this one. It could have been about 3 different guys with a sack.
Michigan had a season-high 6 sacks in this game against Northwestern. Wolverines get the football back. Now they'd run it a whole bunch to open up the second half, and that sets up this play. We go to Jansen Vision again.
Well, and it does, and this is what happens. When you run the ball so well, you also have to sell it when you're going to run some play action. So watch how hard Max, Miles Hitton, Josh Preeb, how hard they sell this, as well as the play action by Kalel. He comes off like he has the ball. What happens? All right. Watch this guy. He's got to come up because he thinks he's got run support. Now Tyler Morris is going to end up wide open. You don't get that wide open unless you sell the run. Great job up front and a great sell job.
At this point, Northwestern is getting a healthy dose of Kalel Mullings, who ends up in the end zone, and Michigan takes a 31-6 lead. Northwestern's ensuing possession, a freshman we've heard a ton about, Mason Curtis, gets his first career interception.
Yeah, you love it. I mean, he's earned the trust of the coaches. Beginning of the year, we didn't see Mason Curtis. Middle of the year, all of a sudden you see a couple of reps. As you begin to earn that trust and you show you can do it in practice, you show you can do it in the game, you're going to get more opportunity.
All right, 4th quarter, Donovan Edwards, back-to-back runs. Same play, up the middle. First time, 24 yards. Second time, 20 yards, and he takes it to the house.
Yeah, the first play, off to the left. And a great job by Klein, being able to come in and use his shoulder pads to block. Same thing on the right side. Marlon Klein, again, coming in, cleaning house.
38-7. Michigan would get the freshman involved. Jordan Marshall with some hard running.
Yeah, Jordan Marshall, a guy that we've heard a lot about. Nice to finally see him on the field.
Wolverines got a field goal out of that drive to lead at 41-7. Then the defense forces a safety. A lot of backups were in there at this point. They were really excited.
They were, and it was great coverage downfield. Had nowhere to go. Thought he was going to dump it off. No one around.
And after the safety, again, Jordan Marshall and kick return, this is the kind of explosion that they're hoping to see more of next year when he has a chance to be RB1.
And this is technically a kickoff, but it is, we've seen him on kick returns. Now we get a chance to see him field a punt. He's dangerous anytime he touches the ball.
Wolverines exceptionally good in this game defensively. Northwestern finished with 10 rushing yards on the day. One of their best games of the year leading into next week's game against Ohio State. We'll hear from the head coach of the Wolverines, Sharon Moore, next here on Inside Michigan Football.
Just the work, all the guys put in, even the guys that don't play as much. We've got to get them a chance to get in the game, which was great to see. You got some guys making plays, man, but just the group of guys that they all came in together here. I came in a little later than they did, but just the grind I've seen them in all year, man, it's been great.
The last game in the big house for a lot of us, and that's something that's very special and that we hold near and dear. So just me being a part of this culture, just joining this culture this year, it meant a lot to finish out strong in the big house, and we did that in a big way today.
It's a huge win for not only just us as a program, but like I mentioned before, the seniors and just making sure we come in with a bang. So we all played hard for each other, man, and the proof is in the pudding.
We wanted to end this kind of homestand of the home schedule on our terms, and I'm just really proud of the way we did that. Starting up front with the big boys, they played their butts off. Colston, Mar, and Brady too did a great job, and the backs took advantage of the opportunities when they were there. So I think it was a great team effort, and then obviously the defense speaks for itself, playing really well. So just really proud of everyone, and felt really good about this win.
Our conversation with the coach is brought to you by Meyer.
So proud of the performance, so proud of the way they prepared all week in the buy-in week, and then this past week, I thought they did an unbelievable job just keeping focus, even with outside noise, of staying focused on the task at hand, and just proud of them.
Now, we're offensively, obviously, going into halftime, you guys go 2 minutes. Davis Warren orchestrates a drive 75 yards for a touchdown. How big was that going into halftime?
It was huge. The momentum was huge. I thought they did a great job operating. Protection was good. He, hit his checkdowns when he needed to, hit his outside routes when he needed to, and then the momentum going in the second half, it just led on and kept going.
His performance throughout the entire game, 74% completion percentage. What did you see from him? And 11 different receivers as well.
He was balanced. He took what the defense gave him and made some big plays, made some good plays. He keeps harping on the interception because it was an overthrow, but it's just bad with his feet. But I thought overall he played well.
You want to talk about balanced. It was 201 yards on the ground, 195 through the air. But what did you see from the offense as a whole?
It felt that way. It was a little bit in the second quarter. I thought they did a good job of adjusting, and the run game got a little bit harder. But we did some things to adjust the run game and adjust the box, and it really helped. And Kalel had put a heck of a performance on the run game as well.
So Kalel, career high 3 touchdowns. We saw Donovan get in the end zone. Tavi on senior day got in the end zone. How big was it to see him get in the end zone?
That was awesome. It was cool. It was cool to watch him. He worked so hard, so selfless. So to watch a senior do that on senior day was really awesome.
Defense, 6 sacks, most in the game this year. Also that turnover, how big did they come up today?
Huge. I think 8 tackles for loss, 6 sacks. They played really well. Played really well together. It was fun to watch. They played with great energy, great toughness, and it was fun to watch.
What's been the biggest difference over the last 3 games for this defense? Because starting with the second half of that Oregon game, it looks like a completely different defense.
I think the guys are just, they're really doing the little things really well. And that ends up making the big things happen. You talk about hands, leverage, eyes, chasing the football. Those guys are playing really well together.
I know at the halftime, the message was you got to establish the run. That opening drive, it was 5 plays, 75 yards. What did that do, not just for today, but the confidence that it may build in this offense looking at next week?
Yeah, I think it just set a rhythm and set a tone that, that they can run the ball and they can do it successfully. It was great to see those guys breaking tackles as well on the second level, so that was good to see.
Just a quick update. Well, first of all, on the positive side, Colston Loveland, season record with receptions, tied it for touchdowns.
Yeah.
How big has he been for this team this year?
Oh, he's been huge. He's one of the best tight ends in the country. So, huge for him, huge for us.
Obviously, we didn't see him in the second half. How's he doing?
We'll see. Just check with the doctors. They always give us updates, so we'll see how he's doing.
And then just the last thing. We know this was senior day. This team, as you had mentioned, now 51-8 throughout their career. What have they meant to this program?
Meant everything. They've really set the tone for what it's been, especially the past 3 years, and even in now. But they set a precedent of what it should be like and what it should look like, and just very proud of them.
Was there a message to the team after the game about what's to come?
Yeah, but we'll have to keep that internally.
All right, thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Time for our Allo Steel Man of the Week. Here's Ed Kingerski.
Grad student Kalel Mullings celebrated senior day with one of the best games of his career. 92 yards on 12 carries and a career-high 3 touchdowns.
Great game, 3 touchdowns, that's all great. You know, we destroyed them, but it's the last one. You know, that's hard, and, you know, definitely took a couple mental snapshots that I'll remember for a long, long time.
Mullings reflected on his final day and his final moments at Michigan Stadium, and it was about much more than football.
It's crazy coming here as a 17-year-old kid, not knowing what to expect. You know, I wasn't never a college football person. You know, I'm from Boston, so I was always a Patriots guy, Tom Brady guy. I didn't realize how much college football, the University of Michigan, the maize and blue, the Block M really meant until I came out here. And I also didn't really know too much about myself until I came out here. And the past 5 years, I've learned so much about myself, learned so much about this great university, our wonderful fans, our amazing alumni. Because I have so many memories in that place. It's like home.
We all know what's next. Ohio State is officially on the clock. Davis Warren said it's what you play for and it's all systems go, referencing the daily reminders around Schembechler Hall. For Inside Michigan Football, I'm Ed Kingerski.
These two teams playing for the George Jewett Trophy. He was the first African-American player at both schools. Played for Michigan in 1890 and 1892, then hopped in the portal and ended up at Northwestern. No word on what his NIL deal was.
Also the first transfer portal.
So there you go, the George Jewett Trophy goes to the Wolverines. Really cool idea that these two teams play for.
Yeah, I mean, trophy games means a lot. This one means even a little bit more because of what it means to both schools, both teams.
All right, Sherrone Moore in the pregame show told us a story about the Monday after the Indiana game. What really set the tone for bouncing back after that disappointing loss was a play that happened with the scout teams. Scout team offense versus scout team defense. This is a 4th and 1 play. We're going to go to Jansen Vision. And there was a lot of debate over whether or not the running back scored. These are all young kids and walk-ons that run the scout teams. John, let's go to Jansen Vision here.
Yeah, and so one thing you know when you're lining up and it's a scrimmage, you know that it's going to be downhill on both sides. So the offense should be well aware. We're going to show 2 different clips here. I'm going to talk about the offense right now. You're going to see a double team by center and guard. This double team should come up right here, and they've got to have eyes on this. If he makes a tackle back here, touchdown. You know they're going to be coming downhill in a scrimmage situation. Also on this one, you know, as soon as both of these guys are on double teams, you've got to get your head across. There's a couple of different reasons why this play doesn't work offensively, and I just want to show you why. All of a sudden, you see them walk up, got to have your eyes up. You got to see those run through linebackers. Great play by the defense.
Look
now,
at the celebration.
Yeah, the celebration. We're going to talk about the celebration here in a minute, but now I want to highlight some of these defenders as you start to see what they're doing on defense. And it starts with Micah Davis. He's the one that's right in the middle here. Keep an eye on him. We saw what he did already, but then there's a couple of other guys right here taking on a double team, absorbing both of these blocks. That's is Wafel.
Yeah.
Yep, Wafel. And even here, number 97, Anwuna. When you know you have this gap, you can't let this guy get in front of you. That's where this play is won, but it's really because of Wafel taking this double team, absorbing both blocks, allowing Micah Davis to creep up inside here and make the play originally in the backfield. Now, you mentioned the celebration. This is, and before they come in the screen, this is what is special about Michigan football. Every single guy over here has had playing time. They're the superstars. Now all of a sudden, the guys that don't see the field, this is why it's important, because they think it's important, so these guys know it's important.
There was a debate over whether or not he scored, and what we found out was they had to review it and decided he was short of the goal line.
But all of this that's going on right there, when you're a walk-on and your teammates who have seen the field celebrate that way, when you do something, that's where you know, hey, what I'm doing is important.
There you go. So next week, it's Ohio State. We'll recap that game here on Inside Michigan Football. So long.
Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meyer, presenting sponsor of the 2024 Michigan football season, and proud sponsor of thousands of local sports teams across the Midwest.